Okay, here we go again. Back for the Wesco boot review. It's been about 5 months since I've been wearing them. Shaved the beard. We're going into summer here now, and yeah. So, anyways, been busy. Haven't had time to get back to it. Hopefully the audio quality is a little bit better on this one than the last one. Was awful. I apologize for the last video. The audio quality was terrible. So I set out to do a review on these boots, or an update on my review, and after I had some time to bring them in, I thought a month would do it. I thought a month I would bring them back, sit back down here, but I just got busy, and I hadn't really put them through the full ringer. I've been wearing these at least 5 days a week, if not more, sometimes on the weekends as well. Boy, they're holding up just amazing. I got some nicks and some tears in them, you know, some marks on them. I'm just getting ready to grease them up again. I have greased them up one other time. They're starting to just look a little dry. I got a pretty good nick in the toe of this guy here. Let's see if we can get it in there. Not bad though. I mean, they're steel-toed. They had to be for my job, if you guys remember from the last video, or could hear. But they're holding up very well. One of the big questions was if they're waterproof. I don't think they're 100% waterproof, but however, I did work a couple times in more than, you know, I worked in water from above the laces, not all the way up, but right through here. Mostly a little lower, about mid boot here. But of course, water splashing up. I had no problems with leaks. I only worked in the water for a half an hour each time, so I have an hour total. They seem like after a half an hour, like the leather was starting to absorb some of the water, but as far as my foot being wet, it was not. It was dry. I do wear wool socks with these, and that does help wick the sweat and everything away. It probably would do the same thing with the water, is keep the water a little bit further away. But I didn't feel my foot got wet at all. So I was really impressed there, because you don't have any liner. They're not a Gore-Tex boot. I wouldn't say that they would last in standing water all day, but I've yet to ever have any feeling like they're leaking. They're pretty well sealed up, and probably the better you grease them and keep them oiled, or I'm gonna use this Neat's Foot oil. You know, Wesco has their own. This I can pick up locally, so I'm gonna use that. I believe it's pretty close to what Wesco's using. It may be a little bit different, but they're using a B natural leather care as well. It's got their own label on it, and probably the better thing. That's what I've used before, but I'm gonna give this a try. Like I said, I can pick it up locally. Not that I couldn't have Wesco ship it here, but I've absolutely loved the boots. Nothing like having, these are my first pair of handmade, they measured them there in the shop. So by far the most comfortable handmade boot the most comfortable boot I've ever worn, or shoe. Absolutely love them. I can be in them all day. My feet feel better. I don't know if anybody remembers, but I was having some issues with some plantar fasciitis in my right foot. Gone. It was like I had about two or three different pairs of boots I was kind of cycling through. One day, you know, nothing was really helping. When these showed up, it instantly, this is the first day in them, it felt better. Now, there was a little break-in on them. And so it was hard to, you know, there was one spot that was kind of pinch It was just on this foot here. It was right in here where the leather just kind of would give me a little pinch. Not really a big surprise. I've had other leather boots in the past that did the same thing on break-in. Once you get past that, it seems to be, not a big deal. But so the first couple weeks, there was some break-in, for sure. But ever since then, they've been just a dream, and I haven't had a whole lot of good experiences where I go spend the extra money and buy the product that I've been dreaming about, and I always seem to be let down. These are not that case. They seem to be just solid, a solid boot that keeps performing, and I haven't had them I haven't even had them a year yet. But they're the comfort. There's something to do with the arch in this. Now the arches, I think, are all pretty close to the same. He didn't really measure up my arch. He told me I didn't have a necessarily high arch. But they didn't really change their arch design for my foot. Mostly the measuring is how they cut their leather, not so much how the arch is designed in them. I think you can ask for high arches. I didn't really go into that. He said I didn't have to have anything special really done there. But the support in there, I did have them add an extra steel shank in the bottom there for a little extra support. And I tell you, when I put those on, I can feel how good my feet are supported and how good they feel. And every day when I put those on, my feet are at home. I don't know how else to say it, I guess. They've been an excellent boot. They're worth the money. But I've been let down on a lot of things where I spent a little extra money for a product that hasn't really performed the way I'd hoped. Filson tinware is one of those that I do like. Some of the Filson products. I really would like. The next thing I'd like to get is Filson wool cruiser. I think they're great. Their Mackinac wool is awesome. I've tried them on in the store and love them. I haven't fell in love with their jacket. I spent a little extra money. I bought the wool liner, and I like the wool liner. But the jacket itself, I haven't totally fell in love with. I'm having to work at it, and with these Wescos, not the case at all. Not the case at all. Just love them right out of the box. A little nervous wearing them, honestly. The most money I've spent. A little nervous I was gonna scratch them up, ding them up, these little nicks, But they're holding up excellent. I work in indoors about 70% of the time on concrete floors, and then the other time I'm out in the field, out in the national forest and on bank sides and hillsides. The rest of the time I'm in power plants. So we're tearing machines apart and getting in tight spaces and kicking these things around, hard material. So they're holding up excellent, and I'm working on concrete with these with there was lots of different sole options. I kind of went with their Vibram sole that's pretty common on their boot, and I wasn't sure if I wanted the high heel, but I really like the high heel. This is their regular high. You can have them knock it down shorter. I think you can also have them raise it up one step higher, but this is their normal heel. So anyhow, I absolutely love them. I recommend them to anybody. They're an excellent looking boot, and they're over the top feeling boot. Like I said, every day is a joy. And anytime that you have something that's bothering you and you end up finding a solution, that's a win. And these were definitely a solution for my plantar fasciitis. I can't say they're for everybody, but they're a darn good boot and they're worth the money. And I will definitely be buying another set. Probably have these rebuilt when the time comes and buy another set. I'm looking to get, I need to make a phone call to them and probably put in an order for some Romeos. I like to wear Romeos quite a bit in the evenings, and I think they make an excellent pair of Romeos. Their quality is through the roof. I think they would last, the Romeos would probably last me for years. Where Danner, Georgia Romeos, well, I had last pair of Danner ones I had didn't last but a year. Wore through those suckers. I like the looks of them. They were real thin, almost stitched, somewhat similar to this, but not nearly the quality. And they didn't hold up. The Georgias, usually I get a year and a half out of those, but I'm just wearing them in the evenings around the house here, in the shop, working around. So if I'm gonna do a lot of work, I put on a pair of boots. But yeah, I'd like to see. I bet a pair of Wesco Romeos last me forever. If I get a pair, I will throw them up on here. So, anyways, recommend them. I give them a 5-star review for sure. 5 stars, hands down, worth the money. If you're thinking about it, if you're on the fence, just do it. You won't regret it. You will not regret it. That's I've been let down by a lot of things. We bought a camper. I won't mention the name, but been let down on that. Been let down on that. Hold on, kiddo. Anyways, thanks for watching, and we'll try to get a few more of these out now and then.